Moleskine 2026 Weekly Planner. Hello everyone, this is Amit Dunn. Today I'll have another episode of Moleskine 2026 Planner review. So you can see that I have a hardcover. So what happened, I have had a very hard time getting a soft cover like this, which I had last year because I don't like hardcover anymore. I feel soft cover, they're more like, user friendly and easy to carry or put it anywhere you want. This is like, kind of like not flexible, but it was very difficult to find this type. For example, this is the weekly horizontal planner. If you take a look at it, you can see that this is like, the whole week in front of your face. And this is what I couldn't find it. Even I couldn't find it in soft cover. But at the end, I had to, buy that in hardcover. Now, what I noticed that they have lots of these available. So this is just the regular one without like, both wicks on the same side, or when you open it lie flat, both wicks together. And the only difference in the name. So for example, the one I like, which is this one, both wicks together like this, on Amazon, it's listed as horizontal planner. So if you take a look, is the same name, except in the name there's the word horizontal. But if you take a look at the regular one, and they have like, lots of these, which I didn't want, like this one, and you can see that there is no horizontal in the name. And that's when you're going to find something like this, like, one side notes and the other side week, which I didn't like because I bought it 2024 and I regretted buying that, so I don't buy that anymore. So I'm just going to quickly go over some of the pages, and then I'm going to show you how I used my planner in 2025, especially when everything is digital. I believe still you can have a paper planner, for example, like a planner like Moleskine, which would help you a lot for planning and doing everything you normally do. So as usual, this is just like, space for name, and they call it Moleskine Weekly Diary. And I just want us to take a look what if they have the same word here. So here they have the word Moleskine Weekly Notebook. I think this is another word differentiating these two. It has notebook, where this is like this, and this one says diary. Now here's the like, personal data. I would never fill this up because like, if someone gets a hold of it, then your safety, or your there's going to be a data breach. Your personal information will be compromised. And then there's 2026 calendar right here, and then we have all the year one after another. Now this would come in very handy for me, so let me show you an example. So for example, what I do, if I have a vacation, I would just put like, V in the box, and that way I know that what's going on. Or if I have something very important, I would just put it in there as well. So for example, if I have let's say an appointment, then I'll just put it here. So that's kind of very handy squared months for me to have. And then here you have like, 2026, which you may need to take a look at once in a while if you need to know what's going on in 2026 on a specific date. But for me, I didn't use this feature last year at all, I remember that. And then here, like, ideas and goals, travel planning, and blank space. And after that, they're like, inspiring journals. I never use that. And then that's where it starts the weekly diary, starting like, it has a few days from 2025, and then it switches to 2026. So everything looks the same like every year. I don't see any significant difference, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, before 2026 they had another additional like, flap on each notebook. Unfortunately, I don't have it from the past years, but I remember this like another additional flap. But I think they eliminated this this year. What I'm not sure that is, this applies only this version of notebook, or they eliminated this for all Moleskine notebooks. But there's to be another like, front flap, kind of like, wrapped around the notebook. So I don't see that this year. And then they're like, usual stickers and stuff. Let me just take them out. Okay, so uh, these stickers I never use them, so I don't know what's the purpose, and I'm not sure even sure someone uses that. I try to use them. I try to kind of make use of it, but somehow I was unable to find a way to use them. So for me, this is just a waste of paper, and it just stays there for me here, and I know I don't use that. Now you can see that this is the common layout which carries over throughout the notebook, and that's what it is. And then this is hardcover. I had no choice because I couldn't find the soft cover, so I had to buy the hardcover. So hopefully this is still going to be fine, but I like the flexibility of soft cover, and it's much easier to carry in your pocket, in your backpack, in your suitcase whenever you're traveling. So that's basically it of the Moleskine 2026 Weekly Horizontal Planner. Now, I'm going to quickly show you how I mainly used my 2025. Even everything is digital right now. So it comes in very handy when I have vacation planning. So, for example, these are my real vacation planning for this year. So I went to Malaysia, Maldives, Abu Dhabi, and Egypt. And here I kind of lay down everything date by date. And here these are some notes, and these are some time when the boat was going to pick us up. And this is what something came in very handy, because when you're doing vacation planning, then you have to kind of find out all these things, and you need to see them in front of your face, so there's no time overlapping in time. And also sometimes I write down my special appointments and stuff. And for example, here I wrote down some notes that I had many different flights, for example, small flight, big flights, and each of them had different luggage allocations. So I just wrote down each of them, what's their baggage allocation, or how much I can carry. And that way, whenever I needed to reference in the future, I would just come back here, and I don't have to go through those on website, everything again and again. So that's another thing. And also, before going to Maldives, I took some notes for my YouTube videos. So that way it came in handy as well, because I can just look at these notes, and whenever I'm creating videos, I can just put these in my video, or I can just mention them to my viewers. And also I kind of created a list of some important items to take to Maldives. So that way I had a kind of I figured out multiple uses to use the paper planner, even everything is digital. And I'm going to be doing the same thing for 2026 as well. I'm going to be just writing down, especially when it comes to vacation planning and special projects or stuff. Then I can just use it. Except that I don't use it for every day. So I'm going to be using for some days, and that's the way I think these days paper planners are going to come in handy, because it's very difficult to use it for every days, because usually everything is digital. You have email, you have email, electronic calendar, you have Google Calendar, you have notes, or so many other things. So it's very difficult that you are skipping everything electronic and just doing everything paper. So that way I think it still has value for me, the paper planner, and I continue to keep buying this every year, just for that convenience and for that type of planning I just showed you, which would come in handy, especially when you need to look at each date that your schedule is following through, because you're not overbooking a night, or you're not short booking a night. So that way it's very easy to see here, rather than if you're looking on computer, because it has everything in front of your eyes. And that's way it's much better planning tool, in my opinion, than a regular electronic email or notebook or calendar. So this is the horizontal version. If you're looking for this version, then always look for the word horizontal. It's very confusing. If you do not get the word horizontal, then you're going to end up with something like this, which I didn't like. But if you like this one, then this one has a lot of supply. Somehow this one is very hard to find this year, and even I was not able to find the soft cover. So that was the Moleskine Weekly Horizontal Planner for 2026. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next year again when I do the next review on the Moleskine. And however, if you'd like to see my Maldives videos and other videos there, you can visit the main channel. So I'll see you shortly. Thank you for watching.